be the fight before the convention? The future of the Republican Party is at stake. That's when a 112-delegate panel known as the Rules Committee tackles the effort to free up delegates to vote their conscience. News 4's Luke Moretti helps us understand this important issue.
Yeah, Nalina, the conscience clause is the big buzz phrase heading into the GOP convention. The battle to free delegates is expected to begin with a spirited debate even before the gavel sounds. It's a long shot.
We have a rigged system, folks.
An uphill battle.
Could be chaos.
An anti-Trump push that could turn the Republican Party's presidential nomination upside down.
There are always surprises.
Erie County Elections Commissioner Ralph Moore has a good feel for what's to come.
I respectfully request you please support a rule that will reaffirm the right of delegates to vote their conscience.
Moore's inbox flooded with emails pushing to change convention rules so that delegates can vote their conscience.
It is a representative democracy. They didn't elect me and say, go down there and do what you want to do. They elected me and said, I want you to cast your ballot for Trump.
Moore is not only a GOP delegate from Western New York, but he'll have a seat at the powerful Convention Rules Committee table. Among the proposals Moore and his fellow committee members are set to hear, allowing delegates to vote however they wish instead of being bound to the results of state primaries and caucuses.
I'm not going to tell anybody not to vote their conscience, but I think there's a responsibility that you have to the electorate and the results of the election. If you don't follow the election, then what's the sense of having the election?
The power struggle of freeing delegates must get past the first hurdle, the backing of 28 of the 112 Rules Committee members. That's what's needed to get the issue before the full convention for a vote.
Is it possible they could get 28? If they're at 20 today, it's possible. Is it probable? I think not. But it'll be a very interesting issue to watch in what is normally a very boring, arcane process of the Rules Committee meeting.
Trump, the party's presumptive nominee, has dismissed efforts to snatch the nomination away as illegal. Republican Erie County lawmaker and political science professor Kevin Hardwick says the convention could end up being a lot more contentious than people think.
We've been talking for a couple months now about Donald Trump being the presumptive nominee. Obviously, there are some people probably on the Rules Committee, too, that don't buy into that.
Ralph Moore says he's willing to listen to the arguments, but doesn't believe one size fits all.
I have a very difficult time saying we should just blanketly say, go do what you want to do and ignore the will of the people that cast their ballots across the state over a number of months.
So you'd vote against this?
At this point, I would vote against it.
If the power struggle results in a contested convention, Republican strategist Carl Calabrese thinks that could severely damage the party in November.
And if we disrupt the process and change the process at this late a date, it's over. And that's the consequence. That's the real-world consequence, that you essentially elect Hillary Clinton in July. Do you really want to do that? That's a very powerful argument.
Now, this process is quite involved. There are 60 pages of rules that Moore and other committee members must consider. My colleague, Teresa Weekly, will have more on that coming up at 6. Luke Moretti, News 4.